Make sure y'all follow the YouTube. It's the pin link in all the chats. Make sure y'all hit that like, y'all comment, y'all share. If y'all in the Discord, you'll get those notifications every time a video go up or the time I go live. But let me get into this right here. Ever since the Eagles won, people immediately went and started this weird old narrative that now the Titans should build a team and then get the QB last. Well, let's be real about what the Eagles were. The Eagles had Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz was on like an MVP type of season. He got hurt. Nick Foles with a three-headed running back attack and an RPO attack with some good receivers and a really good defense beat Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. They then took that next season and came back to see if Wentz was healthy. They drafted Jalen Hurts.
Let me teach you how to vibe.
When they didn't need him. Nick Foles retires, so you got Carson Wentz. Jalen Hurts comes in. They lose to Tom Brady in the playoffs. Right? Remember? They lost to Tom Brady on the Bucs in the playoffs that first year that he got them to that Jalen Hurts was starting in the playoffs. People didn't believe in him. One of the best trades I've seen in the modern history of football era is the Eagles paid and sent Carson Wentz to the Colts. And if Carson Wentz plays 75% of the snaps, they get a first round back. They took that first round pick under Jalen Hurts' rookie deal. They traded that first round pick to the Saints. The Saints picked Olave. In turn, the Eagles was loaded up with draft picks from that year and the next year. That's how they built their team. And then once they drafted Carter and the Kobe Dean and all them boys up front, they went and balled out in picks. They brought A.J. Brown in. They restructured all their receivers. They paid them early, what the Cowboys didn't do, what a lot of teams don't do. You pay them early. You get a good team-friendly deal. You're able to get the people paid. Hargraves goes to the 49ers. Fletcher Cox. Then they wind up drafting like 15, 20 people in the top halves of the rounds the next few years. And then last year they got Cooper DeJean and Quenya Mitchell.
Let me teach you how to
draft picks.
vibe.
And they brought CD Deuce back. This is not something where they skipped over the QB position and got a bridge and that's how they built their team. That's not how they built their team. It's not how the Lions built their team. The Lions traded the Rams in another great trade. They sent Matthew Stafford to the Rams. They got Jared Goff. Jared Goff had already was a first overall pick and been to a Super Bowl and lost to Tom Brady. Came into the Lions and they had like five or six first round picks in 2 years. Aiden Hutchinson, Jameson Williams, Jahmyr Gibbs, all that came from the trade with the Rams. This is not some situation where you trade out of one and you have so many players that it doesn't matter who you got it. These teams that did that already had Carson Wentz and Jalen Hurts on the same roster. They already had Jared Goff and swapped him for Matt Stafford. These teams that was building, even when the 49ers did it, the 49ers draft well, but they had Garoppolo. Garoppolo went to a Super Bowl, lost to Patrick Mahomes. They still drafted Trey Lance, and when Trey Lance wasn't working out, they still drafted Brock Purdy. They balled at the Senior Bowl. Like this is not a situation where the Titans trade out of one, and then they have such this great team that then all they need to do next year is get a QB. That's not how it works. If they do that, the Titans, Callahan will get fired, and halfway through next season, Arden Key will be traded, Harold Landry will be traded, Jeffrey Simmons will be traded, Amani Hooker will be traded, Calvin Ridley deal will be up. They'll literally be starting all over with a new team in a new stadium again. Draft the QB, get the rookie QB deal, trade back in that second, load up and get you a third out of it. You got a pick in the second, a pick in the third, 2 in the fourth, 2 in the fifth, a sixth, trade Will Levis for a seventh if you got a bridge coming in. If not, year 3, Will Levis is your backup. I think he'll be fine for $2 million. Outside of that, everybody's wasting their breath thinking that the Tennessee Titans, because I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. If they trade out of one to draft Abdul Carter in their top 3 pick, if they trade back and get Abdul Carter, they're going to trade Harold Landry the moment that they draft him. Because Harold Landry do like over $20 million next season. It's not like they're going to have Abdul Carter, Harold Landry, Tavondre Sweat, and Jeff Simmons. The Titans don't think like that. I guarantee that Harold Landry will be on the block to be traded if they draft Abdul Carter. So it's not like how good is a rookie Abdul Carter compared to a veteran Harold Landry that's gonna get double digit sacks every year he's healthy. So like, what's the difference? You know what I'm saying? Outside of like saving some money, but then you still need more depth at that position because Arden Key's deal is up at the end of this season. Like I don't get what they're trying to do. I just honestly don't. But that's my shop talk. That's my little me being on my soapbox because I get tired of people talking about how great the Titans roster could be if you trade back and get more players. Draft a QB, got 4 years on a rookie deal to figure it out. It's a pride thing with Barkley. Devontae Smith. You can draft good players when you don't need them. You get Quinion Mitchell and Cooper DeJean when you're just trying to get better and younger on defense. You see what I'm saying? Like that's how I feel. Like the good teams that's in the back half of the first round is just gonna sit there and say, who's the best player on the board that can help our team because we're already good. And then they can just pick good people. They ain't worried about like getting a franchise player. Man, Jeff, it's sad every day to sit here and watch people regurgitate stuff that I've been said 2 months ago. Like I've already done seen how this is mapped out. Got to get the get QB, Corey. Got it, Bill. Got to get the QB. What's good, TJ? But that's basically what these people is on the radio trying to sound like a genius trading back. I get that there'll be quarterbacks next year, but the reality is like the star players that are here now won't be here next year if you waiting on that QB. Draft the QB, you got from 2025 to 2029 to figure it out. That's just the reality because like I'm just not sold on spending a bunch of money on a bridge, and I don't think there's enough decent bridges out there that you can get somebody that's gonna start next season to hold it in the road. And if they thought process is Aaron Rodgers, like we just seen what he just did to the Jets, you know what I'm saying, at the end of his career, it's like the Packers have been a playoff team ever since he left. You know what I'm saying? Like Jordan Love has stepped in and the Packers have been a playoff team every year. So I don't get it. Draft your guy. I mean, Bill, like $20, $30, $40 million for any of these bridges is just silly. Draft your QB. And if you can't find a bridge like Mariota or somebody to come in behind one of these guys that you take at the top pick, if you can bring in a guy like Mariota for less than $10 million to be the backup in the mentor, outside that, you're just wasting money and wasting time. Like Titans will be back picking in the top 5 next year if they go that route.